be sharing, sharing a bit of my knowledge about releasing stress from your body, and we will just do very simple exercises, simple exercise that will release stress on your shoulder and on your neck. So the first one, we don't have anyone watching yet, but I will proceed, and maybe some other time when it's posted up, you can watch from the beginning. So it's very important to release tension that comes from our hands, our fingers, our palm of the hands, because this has connection all the way to our neck and to our scapula. Okay, so we are going to start with your hand. So I've been doing some fascial release previously, and some people do not have the equipment. So what I can teach you now is just by using your hands. So we have two people watching right now. Hello, and thank you for spending time. Maybe you can learn something. All right, so with your hands like this. So you see, this is the heel of the hand, okay? So it's like a smiley face, and then your tips of the phalanges, your fingertips. So what we're gonna do is to apply pressure into our hands. So just like massage, but we're releasing tension that comes from our hand. Okay, so with these two fingers, the pointing finger and the thumb, so watch, I will show you the line here. So in between our fingers are spaces coming in between the bones, right? So there is that phalanges here from up to there. See, our bone, the long bone here is up to here, and in between that are small little bones around the heel of the hand. So what I want you to do with these two fingers is to compress and slide through and pull the digit out. So compress and pull away, and compress and pull away. So what we're trying to do is to increase the spaces between the hands, between the palm of the hands, between the bones. Why? Because when they are too close, you impede the blood flow. You impede interstitial fluids flowing to the palms of the hands and to the fingers. All right? So our bones are supposed to have spaces in between them. Okay? So if they're too close to each other, it creates friction. And because it creates friction and the spaces are too close, there's not enough space for the blood to flow in between those palm of the hand. So I'm finished with this pinky finger. Now I go in between the ring finger and the middle finger. Okay? So from here in the middle of the hand, because here are the small carpal bones, and I will press and push all the way until I hit the phalanges and pull out. So there's applied little pressure, question, push, and then in the back, look, I will put my hand there, my fingertips in between. So I'm not only in here in the front, pushing out, but also at the back of the palm, okay? There, pushing out and pulling up towards that phalange, that ring finger, from the base here, okay, and pull out and come back. Now, let's go to the third digit here. So I will press here, my thumb presses, and then I will pull up from the back. There you see, I will pull up. So do that while you're watching me, okay, and push away, okay, and push away, and pull up, and pull that finger. So this is very good for people who have limitations with their hands, okay? Yung mga may arthritis, at maganda because you're the one applying the pressure, not anyone else. Although if they have a limitation in their hands already, they have arthritis, they have a difficulty moving, yeah? So it would be a good idea somebody else does it for you. But, you know, for us that are active, we need this, okay? Pull up. Now from here, this is my, like a caliper. I contract, I compress in between this, here, and here, there, and I pull up, and then come back. Pull up, and pull up. So right beside that bone, I pull up that flesh, and right beside that thumb, I pull up that flesh. And then I pull up all the way up. And I just pull the finger out. I kind of grasp it and apply pressure and pull it out. Okay? And then on the thumb as well. Push out and pull in. Now, how does that hand feel? Can you flex the finger and then extend, open, flex, and extend? So this is very good also for those people who are always using their hands for whatever they're doing. If they're a doctor or a dentist or a sewing person, tailor that sews, this is very good. So flexing the fingers, extending the fingers, flexing the fingers, extending the fingers. Now here is the palm, the heel of the palm, and you press. You press that, and also you're backing it up with the hand here. So you press, and you press, and you press. Or you can even tap the fingertips right there. Okay? When tapping, you're waking up the nerve endings of that part of the body. Okay? And press, and then you can do that and press. If you don't have any tools, no balls, you can use your hands itself to release the pressure on that hand. Now, on the wrist, okay, here's the hand, flexion and extension. You hold and grasp your wrist, flexion and extension. I am grasping it but not squeezing it so tight. So when I flex my wrist like this, I'm stretching the muscles here and then extending and stretching the muscles here. And flex and extend and flex, contract, round the fingers. Now when I extend all the way up to the tips of my fingers and then flex and extend. So when you do that, you feel the muscles here tighten up, right? All right? So feel that. Again, flex, curl your fingers, and extend your fingers and extend the wrist. Do you feel that contraction here? While you're contracting it there, put your two fingers, this one, or these two fingers, the pointing finger, middle finger, in between the two bones here. This is the radius by the thumb and the ulna. You press it there, okay? You press it there while we're extending the wrist and then flexing the wrist. Extending, press away, and flexing, come back. So what we're trying to do is to increase the blood flow in the forearm. And you will see that working on the forearm has a direct relationship with your neck and shoulder muscles. Yes. And up, and flex, extend, and pull, and up. Extend, pull down, and up, and extend, pull the muscle going up to your heart, and then release going back up. Now that you release the interstitial tissues in between those two bones, which we call the interosseous membrane, all right? Because sometimes you don't even know that they're so tight, and you feel like there is pain there, but when you release it, And you will see, so I'm in between the bones right now, and relax. Now, I will work on my forearm muscles there, okay? So, I will work the forearm muscles, and look at what I'm going to do. I'm going to laterally flex my hand and up, side to side, side to side. So, when I flex laterally like this is the muscles that I'm working, okay? So, if you feel tightness there, which you should feel because it's flexing, you can even stretch it down like this. And then if you feel tightness right there, when you flex, you pull the muscle right on top of that bone towards your elbow. Press. And then down, stretch up, and then reverse. So as you go away from it, you stretch. So the muscles becomes long. And then you come back up. Then the other side works. And then flex here, and then up there. So we are promoting the elongation of those muscles that's causing the tightness. So from here, down here, and come back down. Now, how does that wrist feel? Okay, so when you extend the hand like this, do you feel contraction here? Yes, you do, right? And then you stretch it down. And then when you flex here, you feel contraction here, you stretch that muscle down. So while it's contracting, you're trying to stretch it. And then you go to the other side. When you're flexing, you go here and you go to the other side. Now we're going to flex and extend. Flex and extend. Now I want you to internalize, how does that feel when you flex? Do you feel connection now here? Do you feel some tightness here? No. You release the tightness already. I feel it's going up. It's going up to my shoulder, yeah? But if I do it here, on the other side of my hand here, yeah, I feel tension all the way up to my shoulder. But if I do it here, because I release this, okay, it's less. There's not much pressure. Now, we're going to work on the bicep. Our bicep muscle resides or stays on top of this humeral bone, but it does not actually connect to the humeral bone. It connects to the forearm bone, the radius and the ulna here, the bicipital connection here, no? From our bicep, and it does not connect to the top here. It connects into the supraspinatus, the glenoid fossa. You know, the fossa of the shoulder is the socket of the shoulder. It connects on top of that socket there. All right, so from here, from the top of that, inside the armpit, it goes across down here. So when these 2 points connect, okay, it shortens the muscle. So when it shortens the muscles, that's your bicep that becomes flexed. They actually contract. And when they contract, they shorten like this. So when they shorten like this, it becomes like a mound of muscle tissue there. And then when they extend the arm, it stretches like that. So muscles don't actually shorten. It just looks like it's shortening, but they're just gliding and sliding. And our muscles are covered by the connective tissues, which we call the fascia. So if your fascial sheets are dehydrated, they will have a hard time contracting, or they will have a hard time elongating because they're not hydrated. Okay, so, and they're not used to the sliding of the filaments of the tissues of the muscle. So if I contract here, I will have a mound of muscle on top, right? The muscle at the back, which is the tricep, now elongates. So when I make the bicep contract, I will stretch the tricep so that it will allow more contraction in my bicep. But if the situation is, I cannot even extend my arm like this because my bicep is too tight, then I need to stretch my bicep. So whether you're one or the other, let's do the opposite stretching. So when your bicep contracts, flexing the elbow, you're going to stretch the tricep with your fingers. Pull up. And then when you extend the arm, so the tricep now contracts, this one elongates. So I will elongate. So if my my bicep coming from here, from my thumb, the radius connection, I will stretch it from here and all the way up, going here. It's actually here under. No? So press and pull when I extend my forearm. And then when I do my bicep, I will stretch and pull my tricep. And stretch and pull from here, yeah? And stretch and pull from under. And extend, and I can even go downward. And I can go upward. So what I'm trying to do is to promote hydration in my arm. Okay? And release and relax. Now, how does that feel in terms of flexion and extension in comparison with the other side? Okay? This feels like a lot of blood has rushed in. Alright? Now, for your deltoid. Your deltoid are muscles that can flex the shoulder. Flex forward like this or abduct the arm on the top because our deltoid are threefold. One in front, one in the middle, and one in the back. So if you're having a hard time reaching forward, then it's the front deltoid that is tight. So from here, this one, if you will feel your arm, there will be an indentation, a very thick ligament or connective tissue here. That is your the insertion of the deltoid. No? The origin, this is the insertion. The origin is towards here, from the top. So, if that's the front, I will let the insertion go to the origin. And then pull up. Or, if that's the front, I will pull up, flexing the elbow here like that, no? It's one side view like that. And from here, from the deltoid, going up to my pecs. Yeah? No, this is a better view. There. Can you see? There. And from the deltoid tuberosity, you come back up, ooh, and release. Come back up, ooh, and release. And come back up and release. So that will promote the freedom of the movement of the arm forward to flex the shoulder. Now, if you're limited in raising the arm up to the side, that's the deltoid, middle deltoid. So from the deltoid tuberosity, the muscle shortens up here and down. Up here and down, up here and down. Now to the back, that's quite challenging. From here to the deltoid tuberosity. So that will happen when you're going to extend. That's why we need tools. We need the toys when we cannot reach that shoulder, especially if you're already limited in the range of motion of your arm, you cannot reach this muscle. Okay? And down and up and compress and up. Now that I worked on my deltoid, and remember, there are opposite muscles to the delt. The front delt is, opposition is the lats. So that's the lats here, okay? So it's a nice idea also to stretch the lats here. That's why when you hang up, it's nice to hold on to something above you and to stretch and pull and then release. Stretch and pull and release. So you can see and feel the stretch of the lats. Now, what we're trying to do here is to create hydration on that muscle. But you see, I cannot even lift my arm. How can I do that? So, what you can do is to just hold here and compress. Hold here and compress. The lats. It's connected to your humerus here and down. And it's all the way down here. See, it's so far all the way to your thoracolumbar fascia. But because you're already maybe limited in the range of motion of your movement of the arm, you just simply touch whatever you can touch, and then the other movements we can use a tool to help us release. That's why we need a fascinator roller, or just a roller or a bottle of wine that you can use. Now, lift and lower. Lift and lower. If you were doing this and following me as I go through, you will feel that that arm is what? Lighter. Yeah. But if I lift my opposite arm, whoa, mabigat. Isn't it? It's kind of heavy. I haven't released it, but look, here it's so light. Now I will work on the muscle that connects my head to my scapula, okay? So that would be the upper traps. Since if you're limited with the arm movement going to across your body, what we can do is from here, from the nape of the neck. This is your hairline there, all right? This is your ear, and then the connection is right there. So you can start from here and pressing it down. So as I press down, I don't feel much, so you need to literally rotate the head a little bit to the right as you press. Now, if you still cannot feel that, then you need to laterally flex the neck and you compress and go all the way down to your shoulder. And then press all the way down. So, it's not enough that you rotate, laterally flex. You need to have a slight rotation of the head and press it down all the way down to your shoulder here. All right? And press down. And it feels like a massage. Yes, I know. And press. Woo! It's a self-care. You can do this to yourself, especially now that you cannot just have an available masseuse that you know that they're COVID-free. It's nice to do your own self-care, okay? And you're sure that you're not going to be contaminated because that's your body. And you know that you're COVID-free, okay? So you compress. So let's make it small. Here's my hairline. I press down here until I touch my flesh here. I press down. I go a little bit back and then press down. And then if I really want to feel that nicer stretch, I will tip my head and down. And another factor is the jaw. Okay, do not clench your jaw. And press, woo, and down. As you do this, exhale, woo, and the feeling is like, you want to close your eyes. If you're feeling that, then do so. Close your eyes and internalize the feeling. Anong pakiramdam? How does that feel? Whoa, ang sarap. It feels great, isn't it? Ooh. And compress and down, stretch and compress and down. If I don't have any clothing here, I can compress all the way down. And I have no necklace here, I can compress all the way down to my shoulder. It feels great. And then from here, going down. So it goes from here, going down, and going down, and going down. So if I'm working on the left, I will laterally flex to the opposite side. It's in a lengthened position to press, and to press all the way to the base of that shoulder there. Woo! And now I'm using both fingers to compress and to compress. Woo! And exhale, blow through your mouth. Woo! And compress. Wow! And compress here. Woo! And down and release and relax. Ha! How does that feel? Whew. I feel like I want to close my eyes and go to sleep. All right? I feel like my left shoulder dropped down so far. And look at my shoulder. My right shoulder is elevated. My left shoulder is like it's very heavy and drooping to the floor. That is how the relief that it is given, the relaxation, sorry. All right, I'm so relaxed and cool. All right, now let's move this arm. Stretch up and down. Stretch up. How does that feel? Okay. Can you lift elbow up and down? Elbow up and down. Yeah. Can you roll your shoulder back? Now let's compare. Whoa. You can do it okay, but it feels very heavy, isn't it? Okay? So by just doing that to yourself, and if you have a loved one who has arthritis or has some kind of tendinitis, they cannot lift the arm, you can help. Huh? You can help relieve them, but always ask, how does that feel? All right? Para may feedback. There is a feedback of the limitation. See, if I lift this, mabigat. If I lift this, wow, very light. Lift this, ooh, it's heavy. Lift this, wow, as if nothing. Nah? And then roll back, oh, mabigat. It's very heavy. And roll back here, light. Light as a feather. Woo! And relax. So what did I do? I roll on all from my fingers, all the way to my forearm, all the way to my bicep, tricep, to my deltoid, to my upper traps, my serratus, and not my, yeah, I have a little bit on the serratus anterior here, my SEM, or my muscles of the flexors of the neck. So that's all you have to do. And when you do this, you feel like you unloaded a lot of pressure on your shoulders. Especially in times like this, I'm just wondering why. It's only in the Philippines that we have a lot of fear. A fear of getting COVID, dying from COVID. We have so much of that here. Whew. And then what we need to do is to take away our mind from that and yet be mindful of our safety by following the protocols. But we need to focus on getting healthier and feeling well. Okay? So we did that. We did the hand on the other side, right? So let's start all over. Now, from here, we're going to compress and press away and compress and pull, yeah? So in between the hands, in between those phalanges, there's spaces here, yeah? That's where we're going. And then you also go in the palm, okay? So here, these two fingers, I will put in between here, from here, see, and there. And you're going to pull away and pull that phalange, that index finger, and pull, ooh, and press. Sometimes if you don't have the strength to do this, it's nice to do this on a ball. So we have another method that we can do that with a small ball, like the melt method, all right, or the Franklin method, or the fascinator that we have done several times. All right, so from here, in between those fingers, you compress and pull. You compress and pull. So we're trying to allow and give space between the bones. And when we do that, we allow the interstitial fluids, the blood to flow and hydrate that area, feed that area, rejuvenate that hand, and pull up and pull and all the way out. It's not only pulling, I am really grasping that finger and pulling it out. and I'm creating pressure around the finger. All right? And then you go to the third space in between the middle finger and the pointing finger. In between here, yeah? And pull up. And pull up. All right? So I will leave no area of my finger or my hand not being massaged or stimulated. Okay? And compress. Now I'm in between these two. I'm pressing, I'm compressing, and I'm pulling, and I'm pulling, and pulling, yeah, and pulling, and here we go. Now, the palm of the hand, you can use this tip. Tip the hand here on the side. Woo. All right? So what we're trying to do is to wake up the nerve endings. There's so many nerves in our hands. Okay? The nerve endings, and then they travel all the way to communicate to the brain, and the brain will go back to that area and organize it. Alright? So you can move more freely. Now, clench the fingers. How does that feel? I don't feel that radiating pressure or tension or pressure to my neck anymore. No more. And relax. Contract and release. Contract and release. Now, so we were working on the bicep, remember? So let's review a little bit of what I have already shared. The bicep is a muscle that resides on top of the humerus, but it's not really connecting to the humerus. It's connecting to this thumb here, there, all the way to that radial bone here. Across, it comes across the fold of the elbow. It does not connect to the bone, but it resides in the bone, but it crosses the elbow joint. That's why you can flex the elbow. And it's connected to the top of our scapula, supraspinatus. Not the supraspinatus, supraglenoid fossa. You know, our fossa is like the socket of our shoulder, no? Ganyan. It is connected on top. So when you flex, the muscles shortens, okay? And the opposite muscle, which is the tricep, lengthens. So what I want you to do, every time you flex the elbow, you stretch the tricep. So when you cannot flex very much, limited ang flexion ng elbow, okay? You stretch the tricep so that you can create more flexion. So stretching the tricep. Now when I open my bicep, if I cannot extend my arm, ganyan ka lang, medyo common, then you have to stretch your bicep whenever you're extending. Or you can do that during extension, you lengthen that bicep, okay, towards across, and lengthen as you extend, and lengthen as you extend, and lengthen as you extend. If it is towards the shoulder, then you have to stretch from here, because that is where the other connection is, okay? And then down here, and down there. As you extend, you press the skin into the flesh and relax. How's that? Whew! Now, let's go to the up here, all right? In the deltoid. Again, there are 3 folds in the deltoid. They're cupping around the shoulder. One is in front, your anterior deltoid. One is in the side here, okay? There's your deltoid tuberosity. And then you have the posterior side. Because the posterior side is quite challenging to reach if you have already a limited range of motion on your shoulder. So let's just work on that. So from the deltoid here, going up there. Okay, going up there. So this is freeing what? This is freeing the extension of the shoulder. So if you cannot extend the arm like this is what you need to stretch. Okay? So that's the eccentric stretch, the elongation of the muscle. And this is the one that is tightening the posterior deltoids, including your humerus, including your latissimus dorsi and your pectoralis major, no? So there, and press, woo, stretch it all the way up, and stretch all the way up to your clavicle here, and stretch, woo, and stretch. And now, can you really stretch? Yes. Lumuwag, ha? Kanina, mahigpit. Yeah, it's tight earlier, but now you can increase the extension of your shoulder. Now, let's look at the middle one. Sa gitna. Still your deltoid tuberosity, and watch, how far can I lift? Mabigat, di ba? And it's like there's an impediment happening in the upper traps. Okay? And here, wow, lambot. It's very light. Here, ang bigat pa rin. Okay, so, very heavy, right? So, from here, the middle deltoid, I'm gonna stretch. Middle deltoid, I'm gonna stretch. So, the deltoid here, when you go up, shortens, umiikli. Yan. So, when should I stretch it? When I adduct. When I adduct my arm, that's when I should massage it. So, the opposite function is where you have to focus on the stretch. And you will notice if you do this, you can do a better exercise. The body is like ready to work. Huh? Wala na siyang impediment. No more impediments, no more no more crumpling of the muscle. It becomes free to move to the range of motion. Okay? And then, so naka-extend ang arm habang binabanat. Okay? Now, let's see. Oh, gumaang. Okay? Gumaang pero meron pa rin dun sa likod, no? There's still some kind of impediment at the back of the deltoid. But here, lumuwag, gumaang. Freedom. Now, let's work on that. Let's work on the posterior deltoid. So I'm going to stretch it out here. I'm going to stretch it out there. And stretch it out here. Woo! So you see, guys, if you know your anatomy, you can help yourself. You can help your clients if you're a teacher. And you can help your elderly loved ones that are at home, trapped, feeling depressed because they can't go out. Because again, there's fear. Fear is the workshop of the devil, ladies and gentlemen. So, unless you face your fear, I'm not saying that you go out and expose yourself to COVID. That's stupid. I'm sorry. That's not what I meant. It's just that you have to do what you can. And what can you do? Take care of yourself at home. Do some exercise. Do this. You know, this is not hard to do. You can do this to yourself. Your loving yourself is the best medicine for fear. No? Love yourself. Do the self-care protocol. All right? And stretch. Whew. And pull and stretch. And now, let's check it out. Whoa! Ang lambot. It's very light. Whew. Oh, pag matigas pa rin, if it's still tight, then it's your lats. Kasama yan eh. Your latissimus dorsi are the muscle, yung pamaypay dito, no? That's the muscle that is responsible for drawing your elbow back down here. Or extending the arm like that. Okay? So, press down, and press down, and press down. Alright, now let's do that. Lift the arm up and down. Whoa! I am feeling very light. Now, as far as the neck is concerned in this side, we have not done that yet. So, this is the bottom of my jaw. I go up towards my ear and I press here. Can you see here? There? And compress. Woo. and compress. When I do that, I have to relax my jaw. Huh? Open the jaw and press. So my head, if I'm doing it like this, here, I will rotate my head and slightly tilt. And still rotate further. Down. Whoa. Yan. Itong dalawang daliri. And press. Or just 2 fingers better. And press. Woo. Open the jaw. And press. All the way down. And press. Woo. From here to there. From here to down here. Dapat nga walang mga necklace. Istorbo. And press. Woo. Sarap. Kaya nilalagay ko yung daliri ko sa ilalim ng necklace ko para hindi maistorbo yung line of pull. The line of pull is what we want. Okay? Relax the jaw. Woo. Sarap. And down. Pag di ka makatulog, ganito gawin mo. Alright? Now, from here, from there, di ba, dito tayo pinsa, akit ng konti. Okay? Akit ng konti, and then you compress. You rotate the head, you tilt, you rotate further, and press. Follow the line of pull. And press. Woo! And press. See, this is the base of my skull. Yan. Yan ang base of the skull. Ito yung thumb ko. Pwede kong i-knead yan, ha? Yan, no? Yan. Pwede ko rin gamitin yung thumb ko. Kaya lang mas sobrang malakas. So, dito muna tayo sa gentle. Ha? Sa gentle compression. And what is great about doing this is you're the one doing it to yourself. Okay? You're the one doing it to yourself. So, you're the one in control. You're controlling the pressure. Okay? So, if you can't hack the pressure, then minimize the pressure. And then compress, relax the jaw. Woo! Compress. Keep going. Now, look, andito na ako. Andito na ako sa occiput, no? Sa base ng skull ko. Ito na yung gitna ng spine ko. Andito na ako. And I will go all the way down. Keep this there, up there. And press here. Rotate it. And press all the way down. And press all the way down. This is the line of, when I'm rolling on my fascionator, this is the line of pull that I am trying to decrease the tension. So press and pull. Woo! Sarap. Press and pull. Woo! And press and pull. Now, with my thumb, okay, I will face away from you, so you will see where I will put the pressure of my thumb on. There. Here is the base of my skull. This is my thumb. And I put my fingers on top of my head and pull up. Relax the jaw, okay? Relax your jaw. Pull up, lengthen the spine, and release. Go a little bit outer. Dig in, press up. And release. Pag masakit ang ulo mo, when you have headache, this is very good actually. From here, I will pull out, whoa, and relax. Pull out, whoo, and relax. Since you're the one doing it to yourself, whoa, relax the jaw. Relax the jaw. Whoo, and relax the jaw as you pull up, sweeping it up. Sweeping it away. Ooh. And release and relax. How was that? Now, as our finale, put the thumb right underneath that space here, okay? So I will just compress these two fingers here. Compress, follow the eyebrow, and release. Relax the eyes. Exhale, whew. Exhale, whew. Exhale, whew. So, all you have to do is to pull out, okay? Pull upward, hindi downward. Pull upward, downward. Pull, press up and down a little bit. And press down. And relax. Nagkanda-bura-bura na ba yung eyebrow mo? Okay lang yun. Alright. How was that? As if I don't want to open my eyes, actually. As if I want to go to sleep. So relaxing the facial muscles. Imagine we started from the fingers all the way up to the neck and then to our eyebrow. So I trust you benefited from this short, brief practice. This is my style. This is what I do for myself. And if you like to follow, do so, because at this time of so many tension and so many things happening outside, we need to focus on ourselves. How is my state of well-being? How do I feel? So relaxing the body, knowing how to relax the body, and releasing the stress from everything that's happening outside ourselves, you will find a peaceful place. And when you are in a peaceful place, you can connect to your spirit, and connect to your God within you, and ask to be protected. And ask your guardian angels to protect you. Your guardian angels are always there for you. You just have to ask. They cannot intervene without you asking. So don't forget that. Ask. Ask your guardian angel to protect you, to protect your family, to protect even your pets. You know? Ask and you shall receive, diba? Sabi yan ng ating Diyos. So I implore, I commend that you take care of yourself. You cannot take care of anyone without taking care of you. So love yourself. You are enough. And you're enough to help others. Ciao. Vivian Zapanta, bidding you a great day. Bye.